Marketing.
Hi, welcome to Thursday Night Reading Sprints. Kasia and I are here to chat about
Hello.
books, do some reading and writing, and hopefully summon some energy. We're both feeling a little bit tired, so maybe the sprints can energize us. So thank you for
Yes.
joining me, Kasia.
Thanks for inviting me. I just desperately need to read, so I need to be here tonight.
Yay, and it's so nice to have you on always,
Thank
and to
you.
see all the cool stuff you're reading. Is there anything particularly planning to read tonight?
Yeah, I have a couple of books that I need to finish for Old School April, so I need to push those. So I'm gonna be reading. I think I'm gonna start with this because I read the prologue. It's called Nun Massacre by
Oh,
By Regina Watts.
okay.
Yeah, so the first chapter is like it's like a prologue, and it's basically just a full-on massacre. So I
Oh,
was quite pleased with the beginning.
I mean, that sounds
I
like your kind
enjoyed
of
it.
book.
Yeah,
I feel like I've seen somebody else review that recently, like maybe
yeah,
Katrina
yeah.
Brown. I think might have read that one or something like it.
Yeah, so basically the prologue is just a bunch of nuns getting slaughtered brutally and the
Oh,
girls are
okay.
living with them. And that is basically until page 12.
Okay.
And the next chapter is we are in 1978, so I want to know what's happening.
Yeah. Okay. That
Yeah,
sounds interesting.
yeah, but I
Well,
think I'm gonna pick this.
yeah. So, what's the other one you've got?
Um, I have these other two I need to finish. I have The Worm and His Kings by Haley Piper, which is a
The
novella.
titles of these books are like absolutely
Yeah,
wild.
whoops. And this one is Whatever Happened to Janie, which is the second book after The Face on the Milk Carton.
Oh, is it Whatever Happened to Baby Jane? Is that linked to that, or is that a different thing?
I don't know. The first one is called The Face on the Milk Carton, I
Okay.
think, by Carolyn B. Cooney, and this is the second one. It's like a
Okay.
duology, so I need to finish
Interesting.
those for the readathon, so we will see. But I think this is the first one that I'm gonna pick, at least for the first print. This one, yeah.
Nice. Well, I didn't really think I was in a reading slump during April, and yeah, I've hardly read any books. When I look at my stack, normally I've read like 8 or 9 by now, and I'm on 4. So I'm going to try and read this book before the end of April. So I've got Big
Ah,
Bad, the
nice.
Buffy book, which is like an alternative Buffy reality, I think, from the sound of it. And I think that actually is Buffy on the cover, which I'm excited about because normally, it's like in these Buffyverse books, like the recent ones, Buffy isn't in them,
Yeah,
which I think is a very deliberate Disney Hyperion decision. I think they're trying to keep Buffy out of the books a lot of the time for some reason. Like she can be in like dream sequences and visions and stuff, but not like herself. I mean, maybe she'll show up in Kendara Blake's last one. I don't know.
I don't know if it's a rights problem, maybe as well.
Yeah, possibly. I have no idea. I don't. Yeah, maybe it's something that like the original company have said that she can't be in stuff. I don't know. But yeah, so it's interesting because obviously you've got people like Kendara who absolutely loves Buffy. Like I'm sure she will be desperate to write about her. So
Yeah, well, she mentions her in the book, so we're
yes,
kind of, maybe in the next one. Who knows?
yeah, fingers crossed. So you trying to say something? Yeah. Yes, so let's go into the comments. Yeah, you can do. And yeah, so I'm trying to also have a conversation at the same time as doing streams. I don't multitask very well. Let's see who's here with us tonight, and then maybe in a few minutes we can go to sprint. Hello, thanks for joining us, Sharon. Hi. Hi. Hello, thanks for joining us, Lizzie. Hi, Paula.
Liz is
Oh, I was
here,
going to
so it's
send you
gonna
a
be
message.
productive.
Paula sent me a copy of Priory of the Orange Tree, so thank you so much.
Oh,
It has arrived. The book that I've been terrified to read because it's so thick.
yeah.
And I've been getting a little bit more into fantasy, so I'm going to give it a go. So thank you. Really appreciate that. Hi, Ellie. Ooh,
Mhm.
interesting title. Have you heard of that one, Kasia?
No, but sounds like fantasy to me.
It does to me. That's what I was thinking. Like maybe
Yeah,
we're not the kind of the
I don't
people.
read so much fantasy, so.
Ah, I've seen that actually. I
Mm.
think I follow that author on TikTok. You'll have to let me know what that's like.
Yeah, I like to read everything involving Dracula. Is my favorite classic book, so
Yeah, same here.
let us know if it's good. Yeah, I will be interested to know.
Yeah, I picked up a book called From Hell to Breakfast where a guy's calling himself Dracula, an adult
Oh,
book. And the girl that's dating him isn't sure whether he really is or not. And I've read the first few pages and it's not fully grabbing me yet, so I need to decide if I want to carry on with that one. Oh, are you still enjoying it, Paula? I know that's the one you were reading on sprints the other night. Hi,
Mm.
Han. Awesome. That's exciting. Let us know what you're sewing. I don't know whether anyone saw but Han did an amazing. Oh, I've forgotten her name, but Wednesday's for cute blonde friend on the Wednesday TV show.
Yeah.
Enid. Is it Enid?
Yeah. Yeah.
Han did an amazing cosplay of her, which she made herself. So I hope it's something along those lines. And oh, Han, I don't know where I've put it right now, but the book I'm buddy reading with Han, I need to read some more of as well. Oh, that one has been sort of vaguely on my radar. I feel like, is Hannah Witten the one who wrote For the Wolves or something, For the Wolf or something like that? Yes, I'm sorry. I meant to message you earlier today, and today has just been like a blur of 3-year-old running around me. So nice. Oh, I don't know whether I've read any Claire Legrand book. Oh, hang
I
on. Did
have
Claire
read
Legrand?
the Wilder Girls. Isn't
Yes,
that by Claire Legrand? Yeah.
yeah, I think so. I have that. I haven't read it yet. Did she write Saw Kill Girls as well? Or is that somebody
Yeah.
else?
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah, I've read Saw Kill Girls. I get them all mixed up though.
That's
There's also
yeah. So Cool
Real.
Girls is Claire Legrand. The Wilder
Yeah.
Girls is by someone else. Yeah.
Is it Rory Power?
Yes.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, cool. So in the sprints, I'm doing some cheeky Mina 3 editing instead of writing it because I don't want to write the ending until I've got the first like 3/4 right, because there's certain things that I didn't decide until way into the book that I was going to do. So I feel like I need to go through and sort them out before I can write the ending. So I'm going to be editing, and then I'm going to treat myself with bits of this Buffy book. So hopefully it's good, because the recent Buffy books I've read have been so top notch. William Ritter's Spike one and
Yeah.
are so good that I'm just hoping that these just carry on being really good. Yes, cool. I like
Nice.
it's nice when you start to feel like reading's not an obligation. You can do fun reading. See, I actually knew a fantasy reference. Yeah, I tend to find that retellings are a bit of a thing, aren't they? Like some of them stick really close, some of them kind of stray a little bit, don't they?
Yeah, I feel like at the beginning I was interested in retellings, but like slowly I cannot read so many of those because I feel like it's the same story over and over again in a way. So they
It
don't grab
depends.
me as
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
Yeah.
it depends on the retelling, I think.
Yeah.
I am interested if it's a specific type of book that's being retold, but yeah.
Yeah, for me, Dracula, obviously, is the
Yeah,
only one that
yeah,
I would still go to it. But all of
yeah.
these, more like Beauty and the Beast and all of these things, I've read already a couple, and I feel like it's always similar. So I'm not as invested, I guess, as I should. I feel they don't grab me the same way because I'm kind of expecting certain things, and it's more similar in a way. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And I think the whole thing with the retelling is that you know what's going to happen as well, unless it's kind of reinvented in a certain way. You feel the plot unfolding, don't you? And even if
Yeah.
it's modernized or something like that, it's still that familiar plot. Yes, I do. I need to read that. Something to do with eyes. I'm not great with eyes either, so I probably need to prepare myself for that one. Hi, Charlie.
Hello.
We're just kind of talking books as usual. I don't think you've not missed anything specific yet. Just me and Kasia being tired, me already rambling, which is not a good start. Yeah, me too. And yeah, I still kind of seek it out anyway. So I'm assuming it is fantasy then. Charlie knows.
Yeah.
Yes, we were right. It's so funny, isn't it? How sometimes you can guess from the title exactly what it is.
Yes. That would be a fun game actually to play with
Yeah.
someone.
In fact,
Just
it's
put
quite
names
good.
on a bowl, names in papers in a bowl and try to figure out which genre it is. That would be interesting.
Yeah, it would. Maybe we could do that on sprints actually.
Yeah.
Have people not tell us what they're reading, but not tell us what it is, and we can guess.
Yeah, that's a fun game.
Yeah, I mean, Nun Massacre, I tried that and didn't get into it. I don't know why, which seems ridiculous because it's Dracula. Did you watch that, Kasia?
I don't know. The last one that I watched is the one on Netflix, which is a mini series, and it was really good. I don't know
Yeah,
if that's the one.
yeah, I think it is. Yeah, just a few casual little nun massacres. I don't know why all the nuns keep having such a bad time of it. Bone magic. I like the sound of that. Maybe I need to watch it because I mean,
It's good.
I love the Winona Ryder, Gary Oldman Dracula is kind of my go-to, one of my go-to films and my go-to Dracula. So it's kind of hard to beat that one for me.
Yeah, that was one of the first horror movies I ever saw when I was 8, I think, or 9 or something.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah.
out of context comment of the night there, Love a Massacre. I think I did ask Sharon the other night if she enjoyed cannibalism as well, so it's probably my fault setting us on this dark path. We're talking about cannibalism books. I was like, Sharon, do you like cannibalism?
Yeah, she was reading Kin and the Last
Yeah.
Prince,
Have
which
you read
is
Kin?
yeah.
Do you think I could cope with it? Sharon wasn't sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It sounds so good, but there were a
I
few
mean,
things
it's
that
just
she
quite
said.
brutal. It's just raw and honest, like things are happening and it's not nice.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know. Maybe
it's
it's one.
intense, you know. It's not your typical quickly slashing someone and dying and we move on. It's more brutally almost torture kills,
Oh, okay.
you
Yeah, I
know.
don't know. I don't think I've seen that in horror movies. I don't think I've read that in a book before. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Maybe
Yeah.
I couldn't cope. I'll have to see. Think about that one. Oh, okay. Interesting. Because the beginning didn't grab me, but I probably need to try again. Yeah.
Yeah, but I agree with Sharon. I mean, any type of massacre, like bring it on.
Yeah, I mean, can we just qualify that we're talking about book ones here? But apart from that, yeah,
Yeah.
all the blood and gore, please. That's my constant mission. I'm like, how many more bodies can I add when I'm writing books? And when I'm reading them, I'm pleased when there's lots of murder. So,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, let's go to the first sprint. Oh, hang on. Sharon's got one more kin comment.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe take a vote, you two, between you. Should I read this book or
Oh
not? Is it
no.
good enough to make it worth reading? Yeah, actually, yes. Can we do that? Will Buddy read it? And I
Yeah,
just need
it's
to.
also a novella, I think. It's not very long, so
Yeah, I was surprised when it arrived. Actually, I ordered it, and then I was
yeah,
like, "Oh,
it's
it's that big."
tiny. It's like
I
60
do that all the time.
pages or it's very small, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to find it. Remind me, Paula, if I don't talk about that in the near future with you. Because yeah, I definitely have it. I know it because with the one with the
Yeah.
has it got antlers or something on the?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it has something with looks like I don't know if it's horns or not now, but
yeah,
it's
like
red
horns
and
on
black,
it.
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I definitely had it at some point. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. I'll start with the mild. It's like curry, isn't it?
Exactly.
You don't dive in with the spiciest curry. You kind of start with the mild one. Okay, so it's decided. I'm not going to read Kenya. I'm going to read Sour Candy and see if
Yes.
I can handle that. Okay, this is good. Right, let's go to the sprint. I'm going to do 40 minutes, then 40 minutes, then 30 minutes. Kirsty is going to be joining us hopefully at some point because she's got some work stuff tonight. And Dawn sadly has messaged me and said that she won't be able to come because she's got a migraine. So hopefully we can catch Dawn on a future one. So until then, you have me and Kasia, and hopefully Kirsty in a little while. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'd eat some sour sweets right now, and yeah, probably going to read the book. So excellent. Let's go to the first 40-minute sprint, and we'll see you on the other side. Hi everyone, we're back. Try and talk gently so I don't make anyone jump any more than the kitty did. Thank you for joining us, Kirsty. Welcome to the sprints. I think you're still muted.
Thank you for having me, is what I said.
Fine, I tried to unmute you, but it's a funny thing, isn't it, StreamYard? Are you all right? Did you manage to get anything done during the sprints?
Not really. Puppy, and then I got delivered food.
All right.
But I started The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes last night, and I'm just about 50 pages in. So,
is that the first time you've read it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I haven't read it. I don't know why. I didn't feel any inclination to pick it up, but now that you've said it, I'm like, oh, why didn't I? Like, what do you think so far?
I'm enjoying it so far. I think I put it off for so long because people were kind of saying, oh, we don't want an origin story for Snow. We don't want him redeemed. And I don't actually know what he's coming across as still quite unlikable at the beginning. So it'll be interesting to see what happens later on in the story.
Yeah, I'll probably pick it up. I did the same with Midnight Sun. I think when a series kind of feels like it was finished to me and then something new comes, I'm like always a bit resistant, I think. Like, no, that series finished.
I did read Midnight Sun, and I would advise not to bother.
Oh, right. Yeah, a few people said that to me, funnily enough. I kind of want to read like a few chapters of it just to see what the writing style is like, but maybe not read the whole thing. Sorry about the random Kev. You would normally see a little bit of Kev at least.
A wild Kev comes into...
Yeah, I know. I don't know whether you two saw, he was on the sprints the other night, but he just sat on the chair with me because I was consulting him about Mina stuff that I need to bounce ideas off. I was doing it to Mia the other day as well. As soon as I get somebody who's read my books, I'm like, can I just talk about ideas with you? Because it helps so much to kind of talk about it out loud rather than just cycle through it in my own head. So
yeah.
Are you planning to read tonight then, Kirsty, as opposed to writing?
Yes, I am, because I'm not feeling the best. So my brain is not in writing mode.
No, okay, reading sounds nice. Kasha, did you have a good first sprint?
Yeah, I made it to page, let's see, 58.
Nice, you're so quick.
No, I mean, this one is quick. Yeah, so basically the prologue, as I said, is basically a massacre of nuns and little girls that are at this school. And so now we are in 1978, and obviously we have a group of friends that decide the best place to make a party is this like left school where the massacre happened.
I mean, of course you do. Of course you do.
Where else could you throw a party at night? I mean, it's supposed to be haunted by like maybe ghost of a nun. There was a nun and a girl that disappeared after the massacre.
Yeah.
They were never found. So they decided it's good to make a party there in the house where people tend to go and they never go out. It's good. So
I kind of think as long as there weren't stories of other people like being killed horribly there, I think I probably would go and have a poke around if I had something like that in my area, but maybe not like nighttime drinking with other teenagers and stuff. Sounds like, like the Scream rules for surviving a horror movie. It sounds like you're gonna fail on all counts with that.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of made comments like, it's not the best idea and things like that. Like they're kind of a little bit of aware.
Yeah.
It's not really meta or anything, but they're a little bit aware of what they're doing is probably not the best. So basically, I mean, I'm only on page 58, which is here, and people are already being attacked, so I'm thriving, so no complaints from me.
It's giving you what you need. This is
good. I mean, if I pick up non-massacre, I'm expecting people to die.
Massacres and yeah, we were talking about this the other day, like with content warnings.
I think it's fair.
Yeah, I think certain books, exactly what you're getting on the tin.
Yeah, it's just comfort. Yeah.
So I started reading Big Bad, another Buffy book, and I have to say, so far, I'm liking it. Although it's based on the trio, like the evil super geeks who aren't that.
Oh, Andrew.
Andrew, Jonathan, and Warren. So far, and I think it maybe goes to other characters, but and they're not my favorites really. I found them really annoying, and I know they were kind of intentionally annoying. So being inside Jonathan's, I think it's third person, but kind of being from Jonathan's point of view is a little weird, but I like it. And it's established this alternative Sunnydale like really seamlessly, because it says basically on the first line that the mayor successfully like covered up the sun and it's nighttime all the time, and he opened the Hellmouth, basically. So it's kind of established that this is the world they live in now. Yeah, I wasn't sure how to feel about that, but so far I'm liking it. So that's good. Recent Buffy books are just so good. Like, I'm really happy about
the Zara Blake ones. I read the second one recently, and it was fab.
She's so good, isn't she? At just capturing the Buffy feel and the Buffy voice. Like, and when I found out that she was doing it, I was like, okay, yes, I would like to do it myself, but if I can't do it, then Kendara Blake's probably the right choice. I don't know. Have you two read
the Tara book?
Oh yeah,
pre-ordered as well. So
yeah. I mean, I'm not. Is that a bit more fantasy? That one, I think.
I'm not sure.
She tends to do horror or fantasy, doesn't she? And I tend to be more towards the horror ones, but I have read the fantasy ones too.
Yeah, no. Yeah, not sure.
Yeah, I just see Kendara Blake and generally order it without questions asked. But yeah, have you read Anna Dressed in Blood, either of you two?
Yeah.
No, I haven't, but
Asha.
I have it planned for this year.
Yeah, I think you should. I mean, it's really, really good. Yeah, I'll message you at some point. I think I maybe already messaged you something about that, but yeah.
Yes, you have.
Anyway. Yeah, good. Just things in the works. We've always got little plans, haven't we? I've got a few things I need to message you that have come up in this conversation, so just remind me if I don't message you secret stuff, then just give me a little kick. No, Alex, I do this all the time. This is why I've gone back to do an edit, because I've gone, I can't write the ending of a book that doesn't exist yet. What am I doing? So, because the book I want it to be isn't the book it currently is. So yeah, I'm with you there, Alex. Message me if you want to thrash it out, because that sounds fair. Like, that Vampiric Council are always getting things wrong. I mean, you could almost compare it to current political situations. I don't know. Maybe just think about what our government have done, Alex, and you can use that as some sources of inspiration for your...
Talking about vampires, I think they are planning on doing a Twilight TV show. I don't know how I feel about that.
I saw that. I don't really understand all this remaking stuff. And I mean, there are other vampire books out there that could be a TV show.
Yes.
So yeah, I have a personal investment in the subject. I just find it strange. Like, there's going to be a Harry Potter TV show, and I think that when something is beloved, and I mean, beloved, obviously there's question marks over that in some regards, but has been beloved at some point, and then to remake it, both of them, I don't know. I feel like I'd watch them, but with a sort of kind of not that excited air about me. I don't know. We'll see. Like how I felt about the new Hunger Games book, I kind of went, a terrible sunlight accident. That sounds like something you should do, Alex. I love the fact, though, that when you're writing like slightly madcap supernatural books, like I had something that I couldn't figure out, and I was like, this is a supernatural book. Why am I stressing about it? I'm sure I can like mythologize myself out of this corner. A rule that nobody knows, obviously. Yeah, I think that sounds like Alex has it under control. Yeah, I mean, did you get a whole head then? That was a pretty good cameo, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was full on cameo.
The first person who spots a Kev can have like a signed book plate from me or something. Nice.
I'm gonna get you like a big, those cushions with pictures of someone. One that looks like Kev with a picture of him. Just put it on the background.
Yeah, I'd like that. Oh yeah, because like the amount of stuff that is just a hand that is absolutely
it's true.
In my house. I have an Elmo. Nathan earlier insisted that he needed all of the Elmos in the house to be nearby. So I have like literally within. This is my favorite Elmo. I'll talk about Elmo. I swear, like.
Oh, so cute.
When he squeezes to me. Yeah. Oh yeah, we have a slightly terrifying Boo doll. I mean, look at her. How is that not a possessed doll? That's not Boo from Monsters Inc., is it? That's like creature from some horror movie. Yes, stop. Kev's just passing me stuff. This is the world I live in.
Moana.
I like that one. It's from Moana.
Yeah, that's enough now, Kev. We get the idea that yes, I live in complete chaos of Disney toys. I did it to myself. I took him to Disney last year, and
exactly,
he just is now obsessed like I am. So I think I'm doing parenting fairly okay in that regard. Yeah, I mean, I don't, but that seems right. Oh, that, you know, I'm with you there on the sleep woes. We know Nathan likes to try and make a cameo in Sprints as well. Excellent. I might have to try and get hold of that one. I do keep looking at it, and like the author does really informative videos about vampires on TikTok too. Oh, I know what you mean, but yeah, I'd say out of the trio, like Warren annoyed me the most. Like there was just something about him where I was just, well, especially because we know the kind of stuff he does latterly. Yeah, I just wasn't aware. Yes, Warren's bad. We agree on who are the worst Buffy authors. Yeah, maybe save reading them till a little later in the year, because I have some plans for later in the year to do with that. So yeah, there's a little hint into the backdrop of stuff that I'm working on at the minute. They did. I mean, yeah, Warren was the bad egg, I think, in that scenario. It's so good. If anybody hasn't read Anna Dressed in Blood, it came out similar time to Supernatural, and it's basically a young guy who goes around the country hunting ghosts, and I think he uses his dad's athame to kill them. Meets this ghost called Anna Dressed in Blood, who's particularly terrifying, and they kind of relationship of sorts ensues, and it's very interesting. Really well done. You kind of delve into Anna's history and the boys' history. It's really good. Yeah, I mean, I was obsessed with the Twilight films to the point where when the first one came out, I bought trading cards. I bought like crappy jewelry that was made of some weird resin stuff that I had to have because it had a Cullen crest on and stuff like that.
Sorry.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to feel about the new stuff. I think I'm a different person now. Yes, agreed, Sharon. No, we just were. You might have missed me showing some of Nathan's cuddly toy collection. Yeah, I mean, if you want to have another look, if anybody would like some nightmare material for the evening or would like to write a creepy possessed doll story, you can use mine. I ordered it from the Disney shop for him and was like, even when he opened it, he kind of went, "Mommy." I was like, "Yes, there's your new boob doll. Isn't she great?"
Maybe if you can get her buns to pop up a little bit better,
that
might help.
That does help.
I'll fix it.
Yeah, that helps.
I have a really cute boob doll somewhere. I had this immaculate doll that I've had since I was teens, and Nathan's adopted it, and she doesn't look quite so lovely anymore. Like the bunches have come out and stuff. It's not a pretty sight. Yeah, I know. I mean, she's right there. She's looking. She's only got one eye turned towards me, and she is looking at me. Yeah. To be fair,
nice.
Elmo, the toy Elmo's doing slightly dead-eyed look to them as well. I'm sorry. There's so much stuff I just like can't say. So I don't want to talk about yet.
True.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm all for like inventing vampire mythology in your own way, but yeah, that one. There might have been a couple of eye rolls in my house as well. Hi, thank you for joining us. That's really cool. Nice. That's so sweet. Yeah, I read them, I listened to the audiobooks, I watched the first film on repeat, and then got to the New Moon film and went, oh, I'm kind of losing the will here a little bit. The CGI werewolves like did me in a little bit, and then the CGI baby in the last film was just like, if you want a little bit of comedy, it's probably worth watching. But yeah. Okay.
There was that one scene that was quite good in the last film, though, that kind of, if you'd read the books, I think it hit different than if you hadn't read it.
I don't remember what that is. Like, is this something you can say without making spoilers? Are we spoiling Twilight even if we talk about Twilight at this point? Like, maybe
I don't know. It's up the big battle scene.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I think the battle scenes in the books are a little bit kind of harder to follow than the film.
I only hated that because it has one of the tropes that I absolutely hate, which is what happens right after the battle. That's what I'm gonna say. It's that's my blood was boiling. Like that's one of the tropes that I cannot have anymore. So because it's so easy, it's so, I don't know. I just find it lazy sometimes,
Tell me what trope it is, Kasha. I want to know. Please tell me.
The trope is when something happens and then it was either a dream or it didn't really happen, or it was a vision of someone, or something that is not actually happened. Especially after such a long scene, you're like, "Are you kidding me right now?" It's like, you couldn't just make this decision and make these people die or these people like
No.
it's the end of the book. Just embrace it, go full on out with a battle and end it.
Yeah.
Not like take it back. It's like no takesy backsies. It's like, you know.
Do you know on a TV show where you start and you're in the middle of the episode and you've got, it's as if you're in the middle of the story and you've got no idea what's happening and it's all action, action, action. And then it goes 48 hours earlier and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
so you told me the ending and now I've got to kind of sit through a whole episode that tells me how I got there. That one annoys me as well because it just, like you said, it seems lazy. Like, unless it's executed really well, I just
felt cheated.
How would you feel, Amy, about relinquishing control of your book? Because obviously TV is a different medium. Would you want to do the script? Would you just step back and kind of go, it's yours now? Or...
It's really difficult because I think when you write a book, you kind of relinquish control over it anyway, because like there's the editorial process where you have to kind of give some stuff up. And my agent is great at like tearing my heart out over something that she's right about and I have to like really change it. So there's that side of it, but also there's the when it's out, that is it. Like if a reader says to you, this ending was crap and let me tell you why. And, you know, you'd kind of be like, well, I can't change it now, or I don't like this character, I don't like that thing. Like, so yeah, there is that feeling where I think that I already can't change it and I'm already not in control of how people perceive it. But yeah, I think it's difficult because if somebody gave me a lot of money, I think I'd probably be more inclined to say, please take it. But yeah, I think I'd like to be involved there. I remember like Alex Garland was quite involved in The Beach and then ended up kind of abandoning books and mostly writing screenplays and stuff. And I was a bit sad about that because I love The Beach. Yeah, I think it's good if the creator of the thing and the person with the vision is involved. So yeah, I'm definitely up if the universe is listening. I'm definitely up for a Mina film or TV show would be very fun. I think TV show would be great because of like the longer form to be able to like properly cover stuff and not skip over it. Yeah, definitely not opposed to that. Yes, that is very sweet. Like it's nice to have like nice memories attached to something. It is a great reason. Yes, we agree, Kasha. Bad trope.
It's just not for me, you know. Maybe other people enjoy it and get surprised and are like, oh. But for me, I don't know. It rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, I'm with you. There's not many tropes that like really make me scream, and that one does. I don't know who Bobby Ewing is. Can anyone help me with that reference?
Dallas.
Oh, okay.
Is it Dallas or Dynasty? Actually, I'm not sure. One or the other. I don't know what happened, so it's not quite.
Sorry, Sharon. I don't know whether we've just proven your point. You know, we're only as old.
Although when Kasha was saying, "Oh, they're in 1978," I was like, "Well, that was the year I was born." So.
Yeah, no, I've told you, I'm sure, the story of how I got put on historical fiction panel, and when it's not historical fiction, it's my teenage years, the 90s. Like, my books aren't historical fiction, are they? And I was like, okay,
rude.
Like, people message me and say, I wasn't born when your books came out.
Oh my god!
And I'm really enjoying them, and I'm like I wasn't born like when they came out, when it was set, and I'm like, oh. Yeah, it was all a dream. I mean, I show my son Alice in Wonderland. It's so funny, like, because he's so small and doesn't fully understand it. But it's so funny seeing somebody see a trope for the first time, and he was like, oh, Alice is dreaming, Mummy. I was like, yeah. Yeah, Kev said that's how I'm going to end Mina 3. The whole trilogy was a dream.
No, you're going to make like an epic last battle scene, and then it never happened.
Yeah, she wakes up in a bed in Whitby, and she dreamt all of it, including the last battle scene.
Mind you, that episode of Buffy was good, and I'm glad they didn't go down it was all a dream or all a mental illness way. But the actual episode itself was really good.
There's a new Twilight TV show coming out. I don't know when, but it's been announced. And a new Harry Potter one. I can't remember it. So I
really like the battle scene itself in the movie. I enjoyed it. I think it was great. I just don't like that then they said it never happened. Sorry. Like
I do wonder if it worked better for people that had read the book or people that hadn't, because I'd obviously read the book, so I was like, this never happened in the book, blah blah blah, and then it was all a dream. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it was a choice. It was good, but yeah, maybe if you hadn't read the book.
I read all the books, but I didn't read like the last maybe 60 pages of the last book. So I thought it had happened because I was so bored. I gave up on the book like shortly before it ended.
Oh, the last book took me so long to
Yeah.
read. I really
I
struggled with
couldn't
it.
do it anymore. I was done.
Yeah, I'm with you
Yeah.
there. Yeah, I was disappointed because I read book 1, 2, and 3. We were in America when the third book had just come out, I think, in paperback. No, in hardback. So I bought the first one randomly and then bought the next two like the next day and read them back to back. So I had to wait absolutely years for Breaking Dawn. And then it came out and I was like, oh, I could have just ended it at Eclipse and been fine. Thank you. I like to think so too, but I'm slightly biased. Ah, that is so annoying. Oh my god,
Oh,
a
the
whole
whole
series.
season? Wow, that's really
Can you
commitment
imagine
to the
it?
trope.
Like, can you imagine Supernatural if like Sam or Dean woke up and was just like, oh hi, 10 series is just all a dream. Like,
Well,
15 seasons.
Lost.
15 seasons.
Did we mention
oh, yeah,
Lost?
that's true.
Oh, yeah,
Lost
true.
like kind of punches
Spoiler.
in the gut.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed, Charlie. I just think like either remake new and kind of current stuff, or actually think of something from scratch and don't do a remake.
I mean, many books are released every year, so I mean, there's so much out there to choose from.
Yes, exactly.
Give money to somebody else as well.
There's nothing wrong. I think vintage is the right way of putting it. I'm going to call myself vintage from now on. I like that. Oh, yeah. Gosh, this chat is moving so fast tonight. Okay, yes, Percy Jackson news. I feel like I can get behind that. Yeah. I did like the films of Percy Jackson, by the way, unlike the books. So yeah,
But the films never got to continue, did they? So the fact that it's getting a series is slightly different because it's not been completed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can imagine being a teenager and like, you know, that thing you're obsessed with as a teenager and then being like ripped out from under you is like, yeah. Yes, we're all Team Percy Jackson here. I think you'd like them, Charlie. I reckon you should give those a go.
I haven't read them either. This year.
Yeah. I recommend them. I read them as an adult because I decided I used to teach year 5, which are like age 9 to 10 kids, and I thought I'd better read one to see if it was a good thing I could recommend. And then I read loads of them and I read them to the kids as well as class readers sometimes. Yeah, you should, Charlie. I feel like you'd enjoy those. Solidarity in the chat, Sharon. Yeah, everybody should read the Percy Jackson books. Vintage, yes. Yeah. I think that's a good note to go to the next sprint on. So let's do another 40 minutes. I am going to do some editing and reward myself with some more Buffy. How about you, Kasha? Continuing with the Nun Massacre book?
Yes.
Excellent. And what did you say you were reading, Kirsty?
The Hunger Games one.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
It's just got a very cool snake on the front.
Yeah, that is cool. Like the snake. Yeah. Hearty face. We like hearty face. Right. Let's put the sprint on then, and we will catch up in another 40 minutes. Hi.
Hello.
We all okay? Good. Did you have a good spring, Kirsty? Oh, sorry. I think you're still muted. Hang on. I think I might have. Oh, I think I might have tried to unmute you at the same time that you.
No, I didn't. I think it's not working tonight for some reason. Yeah, no, it was good. I've got about 10 pages left to get to 100.
Nice.
So I think I'll get that in the next sprint, and that'll be pretty good.
Good. Are you still enjoying it?
Yes, I am. Yeah, no, it's really, yeah, it's interesting so far. It's kind of, so it's set back in the 10th. So it's the 10th Hunger Games.
Oh, okay.
And it's basically just like an arena, like a gladiator arena. But they've made students from the capital their mentors for the very first time.
Okay.
And then there's just been discussions about, should we start betting on it and stuff like that.
Oh,
So yeah, that's really interesting.
So it is quite interesting, even if you're not sure about the Governor Snow thing, to get the insight into the Hunger Games.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, cool. Okay, yeah, you are tempting me. But yeah, maybe not Midnight Sun. We'll see. How about
But the
you?
film's coming out, isn't it? Is it this year?
Oh, is it? Oh, I didn't even know they were doing a film. I should have known. I'm not really surprised. But...
I read the book when it came out. Yeah.
Yeah, did you like it, Kasha?
No.
No.
I bought myself the nice hardcover. I read it. I was really bored throughout the whole book. The moment that I finished it, I gave it away. I was like, bye. See ya. I really like the Hunger Games. I don't know what happened. I was just not interested. I started to get bored for some reason. I don't know. It was maybe just not the story for me, but I will still check the film when it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? I don't think we're ever all going to kind of agree on stuff like that. I'll let you know which side I fall on when I finally get around to reading it.
You can give it a try because, if you love the Hunger Games, maybe you enjoy it. I mean, it depends.
Yeah, do you know what I did? I absolutely adored the first book, and I felt that my interest waned slightly as the series went on, and I don't know whether it was because it's like, oh, they're in the Hunger Games again. Like, I don't know, like some trilogies, you're happy for them to cover material that they've done before, and then some you're like, I want you to reinvent this bit now. So yeah, I kind of ended up a bit undecided. So yeah, I think I'll probably give it a go. But how was your nun massacre book, Kasha? I don't really know how else to describe it.
Yeah, I made it to page 119, so I think in the last print maybe I can finish.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we still don't know who is the killer, so we'll see if we find out. So basically the people that went into this school are trying to get out as they're being chased by someone that is murdering them in different interesting, nice, satisfying ways for me. Yeah, but I still don't know who's the killer or anything. So it's kind of a classic slasher, I would say, if anybody's interested so far.
Yeah.
I
think it'll be interesting to see how it all ties into the history, and if it does, or like what the motives are and whether they tie in.
Yeah.
Whether it's supernatural. Have you got any inklings as to whether it's supernatural or not yet?
Not 100%. There's things that make me question if somebody was there after. You also think it's ghosts, or maybe the nun and the girl that were missing, if they're still there, or like you have different options in your head. So we shall see.
What did you say the time difference was between the past story and the present?
I don't know, because in the past story they don't say anything.
Oh, okay.
That's the prologue. There's no year, and then it jumps to 1978.
So maybe that's intentional, so that you can't predict whether it is, because it could be living people or it could be like hundreds of years.
Yeah, so it was years. I mean, the teenagers that go there know about the urban legend that there was a massacre there, and the nuns and the girls died, except one nun and one girl that were missing. So they know the history of the place, but I don't know exactly the time jump. So yeah.
Interesting. I'm looking forward to see what you think of it. We're like getting the whole experience of reading. You normally don't get that in a sprint, so that's pretty cool. So back to Percy Jackson in the chat. You're not horrible. It seems like you're in very good company in this group, because not a lot of people have read them. I have not read them all, Charlie. I kind of did the thing like where they start to feel a bit samey, and they're not aimed at me. Like, I think that I kind of wanted to move on to reading other stuff. Hi, thank you for joining us. Hi, happy Thursday. Nearly weekend. Arbor Day. I mean, I don't even know what that is. Do either of you know what Arbor Day is?
No.
It sounds like it might be a nice day off for you. Tyler, can you or somebody explain what that is? For the British people and Spanish? Spanish? Is that your nationality? Sorry, I do this every time. I'm like, you are Spanish.
Yes.
You've lived all over the place.
Yeah.
Sometimes visit the UK just to throw us off in between too.
It's an annual holiday in the States focused on appreciating and planting trees.
Oh, that's such a nice holiday. We should probably have that. That sounds good. I hope it hasn't got some like dark historical undercurrent to it, because I like the bit of your story you've said. We can leave there. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying it too. After I think you said you DNF'd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
nice.
It's kind of like one of the time periods. I mean, there's so many time periods I won't want to live in, but that's probably quite high up there. Murdering in satisfying ways. Yes. I understand Kasha with this. Like, I get it. And Sharon, I'm sure, is with you as well. Make it fun.
Exactly.
Hi. Okay.
Nice. Executive dysfunction sucks. I have ADHD, so yeah, I get that totally.
Okay, I don't know. I mean, do you mind explaining what is that?
So it's basically just it's a higher level cognitive skills, are like planning and organizing and stuff like that. And with things like ADHD, you get things like ADHD paralysis, where you kind of can't move and you're there going, I've got all this stuff to do, and it's a bit of overwhelm, and then you end up doing nothing. So
well, that sounds really difficult. Yeah, I think Sprint's really good for productivity, and hope breaking it down makes it a little bit more manageable. Yeah, and less overwhelming. Excellent. It's so interesting how the conversation about ADHD for adults seems to be like a lot more kind of open now and known. Like I think I've been talking about it a lot in kind of private chats with people of late. And I think it's great that people, I don't know, like you can kind of get some support and advice and know that you feel.
You can accept the NHS in certain areas at least are cutting back on people's ability to actually access the assessments and stuff because of the increased demand. So I got diagnosed December 2020. I paid privately, couldn't afford to pay privately to do all the medication, so I've been waiting since then.
Oh no!
And I've supposedly I've got to go through the assessment again because it's been over 2 years. So it's just a nightmare. But I'm on a list somewhere.
Yeah, I hear a lot about these lists. I used to work in education, so there were lots of children who were in a similar boat, kind of waiting, that got various needs and like sometimes not diagnosed, sometimes diagnosed. So it's really difficult. Raised awareness, I suppose. The downside is that they're just really under pressure now because people are kind of seeking the help. It's a nice group. We can support each other, get through these sprints.
Waiting mode, that's another thing. If you've got an appointment at 3:00, you can't do anything beforehand. It's a whole thing.
Okay, cool. Is that on NetGalley? That sounds like maybe NetGalley or Edelweiss or something like that. I love NetGalley if it is that. I read a lot of books on there. Yes. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Which I guess is not straightforward, and not everybody will have presented.
No.
Or at all as children.
No, and especially girls, women and girls, because it often presents in a slightly different way anyway, just because of how we're socialized, I think. So, I mean, I was lucky because I'm a hoarder, so I had all my old school reports and things. So I could find some comments in there that kind of linked. So my favourite was that Kirsty is clumsy when using scissors and glue. That was what diagnosed me with dyspraxia. That was the only thing, but that was one of the reasons.
Oh, it's great, isn't it, that in the 80s and 90s that this is like the mental health support that we got. Oh, you're just a bit clumsy. Yeah, I have friends who were diagnosed with dyspraxia after university and stuff, and it's it would have been really useful to know that kind of earlier in my education. Ah, an online book club. Interesting.
Yeah, long old wait.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's good, isn't it, when you hear something and you start thinking, oh yeah, like I can relate to that, I can relate to that. But yeah, knowing that the pathway is so long after it, the first step is a long way from actually getting anywhere, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's interesting. And thank you for sharing, everyone. I know that not always people kind of want to talk about that stuff, but I think it is, if it's helpful for you and it's helpful for other people.
It's super important, and in my work in progress, that ADHD plays a big part in that as well. So
Oh, that's
yeah.
really good. Yeah, I think representation, if you can kind of share something that is in your own experience as well, is really amazing, because it's all very well, isn't it, to read about lots of different types of rep, but it's the most valuable when it comes from a person.
And I combine it with vampires, so what's not to love?
Yeah, I mean, you've sold me already. Whereas I'm the person who writes like books. I'm sure there is stuff that I'm working through in there. Like occasionally I do realize, I've like dealt with something there that I didn't even know about. Oh, so it's onlinebookclub.org. So if anybody's interested, you can check out that website. Cool. Yeah, I've never heard of that. I always just assume it's NetGalley when people talk about reading e-arcs. Okay, I'm going to mark where we're up to in the comments, because I can feel the tiredness and like rambling setting in. So if anybody, as I can see a couple of comments popping up, I'll come to those after the sprint. I'm going to make this a 30-minute one. You two carry on reading. I'm sure you're going to carry on reading the books that you're already invested in. I'm really nearly finished editing a chapter, so I'm going to try and finish that and then read some of the Buffy book too.
Exciting. And I saw your post today that says it's starting to feel like a real book.
Yeah, so it's the reread that's done it. I was like, because I haven't read it properly since I just pushed ahead with drafting. I thought I'm going to have to, because I'm just going to get stuck. And yeah, it's nice that I think the beginning, there's like a kind of sequence at the beginning that's quite long, and that feels pretty solid. It needs work, but it's like structure. It's like a building. It's structurally sound. It's not going to fall over on me. But the rest of the book is like missing bricks and mortar and foundations in some places. So hence they're going back and editing. Okay, so let's get on with the last sprint, and we will catch you in 30 minutes. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Last sprint. I hope it all went better for you than it did for me. The second I went to sprint, Nathan woke up, so I went and sorted him out. It came down, and then my computer just decided to completely malfunction, so I'm trying to back my manuscript up, and my emails won't open. And so I spent like 15 minutes cursing my computer and 10 minutes upstairs with him, like 5 minutes reading at the end. So,
oh no, is it working now?
Yeah, it's my fault. I used my really old laptop today because I don't like, if I'm working out and about, I don't like taking my newer one places. So I used my ancient one and just had to get the story off it, and it didn't like even sending an email. It's like, nope, there's a reason you replaced me, and this is it. Yeah. So how about you? Did you get much done, Kasha?
I'm nearly finished, so maybe if I don't fall asleep before bed, I might finish it.
Are you getting somewhere? Are the reveals starting to come?
Yeah, there's been some explanations going on about the people that were there and what could have happened and all of that.
Okay. Satisfying so far, or is it kind of
I'm not hating it, so good.
good? How about you,
Yeah.
Kirsty? Was that a good sprint?
Yes, yeah, it was good. There was something in one of the chapters that surprised me. So yeah, the bloodiness starting early.
Nice.
But yeah, no, it's good. I am enjoying it so far, but we'll see what happens a bit later on.
Nice one. I can confirm, like, the 4 pages of the Buffy book I read was still good. I'm reading Big Bad for anybody who is wondering. It's one of the more recent entries into the Buffyverse. I'm not sure how it came out, where it came out in relation to the other new ones, but yeah, it is good so far. We're now at an Anya chapter, so it seems to be going through different characters and letting us know what they're doing in this kind of part of the multiverse. So yeah, interesting so far. Let's see how
I've got that on my shelf. So
yeah, I would recommend. So far, I'd recommend it. I'll keep posted as I go on. Yeah, so we're talking about sort of mental health and diagnoses before we went on the chat, and people are continuing. Yeah, it sounds like it's a very frustrating position. Yeah, that's interesting.
It's often when people find out, isn't it, when kids get diagnosed?
Yeah. I mean,
safe foods.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I mean, I suppose it's probably different for lots of different people, isn't it? Yeah, I get that. Charlie agrees. Good. Oh, I need to get into Adventure Time. It looks really cute from the stuff that I've seen. Have either of you read it or watched any?
No.
It looks kind of quirky and fun. I've seen like lots of memes from it and think I should try it, but I haven't actually got to the real thing yet. Oh, pet appearances. Hang on, have we got a cat on one screen and a dog on the other screen? Is this going to end in
Yeah,
laying
on my lap at the moment.
Fight. He doesn't seem bothered by screens, so you won't see the cat, will you?
No, probably not. Or know what? Or me. Or
look, there's a dog over there.
Okay.
I love this. They're kind of living
in the house that you grew up, that you were first in, so you might be okay with them. Unlike Binky, who would try and chase. No, you don't bite.
Love bites.
Yeah, don't start doing that.
No biting.
Oh, we like him. A bit
won't be able to play with your cousin, your human cousin, if you bite.
No, that's not good. Yeah, my little boy really likes my brother's 2 dogs, but they're really small. But when they first see him, they get so excited. At least one of them tends to knock him over. Like they jump up, and he's small, so it's like him on the floor with his dog licking his head. Usually, is how that ends. Yeah, okay, so I think we've got to a point in the comments where people are sort of wrapping up for the night, so it might be a good time for us to call it as well. I'm getting pretty tired. Kasha, I don't know how you do it, that it's now late for you and you're still thinking about reading that little bit extra.
Yeah, we'll see. I woke up at 6 a.m. today, so
that's long.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
Yes, definitely agreed. Well, thank you for the very open and honest discussion tonight. It's been lovely. And chatting to people about books and people in similar situations. I hope it's been fun and helpful for everyone. I will be probably doing some extra sprints if you're interested, so look out for them, because I really do need to finish writing this book in the fairly near future. And I'll still be doing my Thursday sprints. So if you want to join us next week, I'll be here at 7:30 with some other lovely guests, and probably you two will be around soon at some point, hopefully. Night, Sharon, and night, everyone. Oh no, that's not a good end to the day.
Was it a flexible one, Sharon, or did you pick this time slot?
Oh, I'm glad it's been helpful today.
Yes.
Me too. It's like definitely a high point of the week. I always look forward to Thursday nights.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. I think this is a good time to sign off. So we will hopefully see you in the next week's sprint. Bye.
Hi, everyone.